What is going on, guys? Another Saints Row video. This is basically a discussion video, just talking about the state of the Saints Row and some of the ideas that were put into this game. Now, when you look at the new DLC, cosmetic DLCs, they're $2.99 each. Those DLCs are not landing at all for me and for a lot of other people. You have a chicken costume, you have one of them that comes with a jacket and a Saints Row vehicle. I mean, that stuff, these are not high-level ideas. And the reason why it's even something to discuss is because this game is actually an incredible game. When you look at the vehicles, when you look at the customization, when you look at the customization of the vehicles, the customization of the characters, the city, just the map, all that stuff you can do in this game. The game is actually incredible. But you take this incredible game with these incredible customization, some of the best I've ever seen in a game. You can save up to 20, I think 26. I might have that number wrong, but 20 plus characters you can save and switch between. So you have really incredible features in this game. You can pick up vehicles with helicopters, with a magnet. This game is actually built as an incredible game. As you can see, I got this vehicle here. If you want to know how to get this vehicle, leave a comment and ask, and I'll tell you exactly where this vehicle is at and how you can unlock it. Some people probably already know because they've already unlocked it, more than likely. But getting back to my point, they had the pieces there. If you look at Saints Row 3, Saints Row 2, and you look at some of the ideas that were put into that game, those games that made the games pretty good. Like, for example, Saints Row 2 had street racing and underground street fighting. These were really, really good modes. I don't know why they took them out. I don't know why they didn't put that in this. Saints Row 2 had, you can select the way your character walks. You could pick a fighting style. You could do all that stuff. And this one, you can't even get other gang members to follow you around and get in the vehicle with you. You can't even do that in this. Like, they took out so many things that just landed really well and just left them out for whatever reason, and then they implemented a lot of ideas into this game that just didn't land. But I understand some ideas aren't gonna land, but the problem is it seems like some of that stuff is obvious to predict that they weren't gonna land. Like some of the storyline elements, some of the dialogue, things like that. You would think that they would catch on to, they have some really bad ideas in this game, and I'm gonna show you some of the ideas that I'm talking about. This right here, no, not that. That's actually really cool. This right here, Castle Kraken, that was a really horrible idea. I don't know how that even made it into the game. That might be some of the worst things I've seen in any Saints Row game, and I'm not even kidding. I don't know how that passed and made it to the final product. I don't know how somebody didn't step in and say, maybe we shouldn't put that in here. You have that. And then you have those weird dream missions where you're having a dream and you're on a game board. Some of that stuff is just absolutely awful. It is just really bad. And this is the latest Saints Row game, and some of the stuff on here is far worse than you've ever seen in any Saints Row game. Because Saints Row the Third had a Decker's mission where you go inside of a computer and do a virtual reality thing, and your character turns into a toilet at one point. I mean, it was just absolutely ridiculously bad. But the stuff that I just mentioned in this is worse than that. This is really bad. Now, the whole game itself is not really bad, but a lot of the ideas that were implemented into it, you can't help but to wonder how that made it in, because I know there's a process when you're making games, like what makes it in, what doesn't make it in, and you have people pushing these ideas, and I don't know how many people sit at the round table and say, yeah, let's put this in, let's take that out, let's not do this. And when I see some of the stuff in this game, I'm like, what did they turn down, man? How bad was that? You know, if they turned anything down at all, that is. They may not have. They may have just accepted everything that was offered, I guess. I really don't know anything about that. But my main point is, this could have been one of the best games out there right now. It very well should have been, because like I said, all the pieces are in place. The fight system, the fight moves are incredibly good. The fights itself are glitchy and full of bugs, but I do like the fighting. I love the moves. The moves are really good in this. They have so many moves. It's like whenever I do fights in this, I see moves that I've never seen before, so they have a lot of variety of different stuff that you can do. Like right now I'm using a Panteros character. There's just so much you can do in this game when it comes to customization and exploring the map. The map is incredibly good. Some people don't like it. They think it's soulless or blank kind of plain. I think it's really good. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the game, about the game. And outside the customization is the best thing in the game for me when it comes to the vehicles, the customizing the character. And then when you change your clothes, when you buy clothes, you can change the color every time you put it on. So basically when you own clothes, you own that in every color. All that stuff is really, really cool. So whoever's in charge of the customization part, they nailed it, man. They got an A+ on that. I mean, they just basically just absolutely nailed it. They did everything right. Probably almost everything right, I would say. But then you have the storyline element, the dialogue. Somewhere in there, somebody just totally messed up something. And I already know there's a lot of people that agree with me, because I've already talked about it. And I've already heard other people talking about it. So it is definitely something that a lot of people agree with. And is there going to be another Saints Row game? That's a good question. And I'm going to say this again. I said this in another video. Their absolute best option right now, absolute best option, and it would actually kill in sales. I mean, it would just do an incredible job in sales, and that would be to either do remastered Saints Row 2, maybe do 2 in 1, both at the same time, kind of like the way Grand Theft Auto did that trilogy for you know, the trilogy they came out with last year for the older Grand Theft Auto games. Maybe do a Saints Row 1 and 2, since you already have 3 and 4 remastered, and you even have 3 remastered on the PS5 system, the newer generation. So you could do like a 1 and 2 remastered, or you could just take Saints Row 1 and I say Saints Row 2 and kind of rebuild it using the engine you have here when it comes to customization, and just kind of use Stillwater and use the same missions, the same characters, because Saints Row 2 nailed it when it comes to storyline. They nailed it when it comes to a lot of the dialogue was really good. Now, I'm not going to say all of it, but a lot of it was really good. You can even replay, you can rewatch all the cinemas in that game. I mean, whoever was working with them in that game, I would imagine some of those people are not working with them in this game. And you would imagine that would be the case, because it was 2006, well, it was 2008 when Saints Row 2 came out, but I'm just guessing they were working on it probably around 2007, 2006. So it was quite some time ago. So you would imagine that they would have different people working on the game. But like I said, I believe their absolute best option is to do Saints Row 2 remastered or rebuild it. use this engine here, and you can see this here. I believe this is, you know, I believe once you buy another DLC that comes out later, you can, you know, and they pretty much sent me back because I got deported back because I went over the border or whatever. But my point is, they have all the pieces in place to make an incredibly good game, and I think that's why so many people are disappointed, because all the pieces are there. They're in the other Saints Row games, and this one has the incredible customization and the incredible city. All the pieces are there. They just didn't put the pieces together, and that's where the high level of disappointment comes from. Anyway, that's this video. Leave your comments below. Leave your ideas. If you disagree, agree, just leave a comment below. Ask if you have a question, anything.